How's it going, everyone? My name is DrapPep. Welcome back to a brand new installment of this series. I want to start off by pointing out that I have not read much poetry, and I don't always search out poems, but I do have a few favorites. One of them being The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. And I know that one's kind of, oh, everyone likes the Raven. Kind of like saying, I like Pikachu from Pokemon. Yeah, everyone likes Pikachu. What are you talking about? But I like the Raven for a few different reasons. I find it funny. And I've tried to explain this to my friends and family before in the past. They don't get it. And I think it's time for me to finally explain why it's so funny to me, because his reaction to the Raven is the most hilarious but also the most relatable reaction. And I have it pulled up here. I want to read it, not all of it, just the part that leads up to, the beginning leading up to the part where I find it funny. And no, I'm not going to make this a regular thing. don't start asking in the comments, "Hey, could you read this poem next?" No, because I'm not great at reading. We've established this. I have thousands of videos proving this. So bear with me while I try to read this, and I'll explain. I'll like stop every now and again to explain why I find it funny. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. So like I do that. I I do that a lot, actually. Many nights where I'm supposed to be sleeping, and here I am on Google looking up random Batman facts that I probably should be not worrying about that late at night. Me just, oh, I wonder what Bruce Wayne's favorite sport is. I wonder what happens when he takes off the cape and cowl. Does he just go outside and sleep? Does he ever sleep? What does he do when he needs to sleep? What happens? While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this and nothing more." Ah, distinctly I remember. It was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrote its ghost upon the floor. Yeah, I would think it's a ghost. I would. I know that's not what it meant. It's like, oh, the shadows. No, if someone was knocking on my door and I'm home alone, yeah, that's a ghost. Of course that's a ghost. I'm not going to think it's anything other than that, especially when it's that late at night and I've been spending hours looking up lore. I would think it's a ghost. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my books Circe. You see, this is why I'm not. This is why I don't want to read. Circe of sorrow, sorrow of the lost Lenore. Oh, his poor Lenore. For the rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. Yeah, see, he thinks it's a ghost. I would think so too. So that now, to still be beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entering entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entering entrance at my chamber door. That it is, and nothing more." I would not be having a conversation with the ghost. The moment I hear knocking and the curtains are moving, I'm leaving. I'm getting my stuff and I'm walking out the door. I'm not going to be, "Is there someone tapping at my door?" No, I'm gone. Bye. I'm going elsewhere. This house is haunted. I'm not staying here. Presently my soul grew stronger. Mine wouldn't. Mine would not. Hesitating then no longer, "Sir, and I, or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore." Why are you talking to the ghost? But the fact it is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door. Oh, ghost. Sorry, I was just taking a nap. So let me get the door for you there, bud. Come on in. That I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, nothing more. Ghost! Called it. Run. Run. Don't just... Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Deep into the darkness peering long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming. Dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. That's called a nightmare, bud. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word that spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. I would violently shit myself if I opened a door and I heard a name. It's a mess. I need a bucket. I just soiled all over the floor. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word Lenore. More feces are now dropping onto me. I heard it twice? Nah. No. Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soil within me burning. Called it. Soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window. Buddy. Buddy. Don't. This person is like, I'm going to find me a ghost one way or another. I'm going to find this ghost. I'm going to beat him. I'm going to beat him up. Where is this ghost? Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery exploring. 'Tis the wind and nothing more. Of course, it's the wind. Why would you... Ghosts. No, it was obviously the wind. Obviously. Open here, I flung the shutter. When... with many a flirt and flutter. Don't, come on. don't flirt with the ghost. Philly, stop. You're scaring me. Open here I flung the shutter. Within many a flirted flutter. In there stepped as a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least oh my god. I don't know how to say this word. Obeisance? Made he. I'm skipping it. Not a minute stood or stayed he, but with mine of lord of or lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird. He went from that's a raven to like now this ebony bird that's on my chamber door. This motherfucker, like this ebony bird went from raven to ebony bird. Every time I make a joke, I laugh so hard I lose my place. That's fun. Okay, here we are. Beguiling my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though they creased, be shorn and shaven thou, I said. Art sure no... He's talking to the raven, by the way. Art sure no craven, ghastly grim, an ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore? Till me, what thy lordly name is on the night's shore. I don't know how to say that word either. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this urgently foul to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little reverence bore. For me cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above this chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above this chamber door, which such name as nevermore. So this dude was like, bro, what's your name? And it's like, nevermore. Sick name. I'm reaching the end of the video, but like the whole point I'm trying to make here is like he went from like there's a ghost freaking out and then just start hunting for it. Just start looking for this ghost. Finds a bird, starts speaking to the bird. The bird talks back. Later on, he starts freaking out because he thought the bird was sent by like, you know, some spirit from the afterlife. And he's like, stop cursing me. Stop plaguing me with my beautiful, you know. He's getting freaked out by the bird. He's just tired, was the problem. He was reading too much lore, and he was a little sleepy, and a bird scared the bejesus out of him. And rightfully so. It would scare me too. If I saw a bird just entering like that and just start talking to me, especially when this poem came out in 1844. They didn't know much about birds back then, all right? They knew it was a raven, but they didn't know they could talk. They probably did, I just don't know. But yeah, this poem came out in late 1844 and early 1845. I love that poem. And as you can hear how hard I'm laughing about the poem, I'm not trying to make fun of it. I find it funny. And I try to tell people how I find it funny, and a lot of people don't get it. They don't get that. They don't see why I find it funny. I'm not gonna make this a regular thing. I just wanted to like share my favorite poem and like why it's my favorite. But that's gonna be it for this video. Sorry I couldn't read the rest of the poem for all of you. I hope you enjoyed watching me or listening to me struggle to read that poem. And thank you all for tuning in.